rewriting the Big Four, praising the bands that work their skinny jeans off, and probably giving you some bands you've never heard of before. Let's punk rock. Did I say 50 bands? I meant 61 bands. So shout out to these group of artists here that made my top 61 punk artists, because you are more punk rock than the top 50. Now we are at my number 50 spot, and of course we're not going to get, this is a big list, so we're not going to do the images until number 50, AFI, A Fire Inside. This is kind of funny, I listened to the entire Atticus 1 compilation thinking it was Sing the Sorrow. Dang CD changers. Number 49 is Stroke 9. Little black backpack boys, they have more to offer than smacking you upside the head at school. They really do. Number 48, Newfound Glory. I never really got into this band the way that other punk fans do, but when I listen, there's always fun and there's always punk rock. Number 47, Lit. They've done punk, they've done country, and when you can do well at both of those things, it means you're writing great songs, great music. Number 46, Teenage Bottle Rocket. I Found the One allowed me to find this really fun band. Number 45, Machine Gun Kelly. Did I add him to get views? No. Keep Tickets to My Downfall away from my ears, please. I don't need that much ear blood to be lost. It makes me sick to my stomach, but that Pink Tomatoes album kind of slaps. Number 44, Drug Church. I really debated including them in this list. I have no idea what genre they are, but their roots are hardcore, which is punk rock, and they just sound amazing. It's like Blue October if Blue October was punk and thrash. Number 43, Unwritten Law. I gotta get some cred for that, right? UL came up with Blink-182, but their own sound kind of stayed under the radar, even when these guys were all over MTV. You know, you remember the 1800s, right? Number 42, Jimmy Eat World. Do not make acronyms, because punk rock, they have rules. You can't do that. Jimmy Eat World are perhaps the biggest emo band on the list, and their emotions, they kind of check out on the rule factor. Like, they rule. That was not corny at all. Number 41, greatest punk band ever. The 41st greatest ever. Dropkick Murphys. The hardcore Dropkick Murphys fans that I know say you can only be Dropkick fan or a Flogging Molly fan, but I like getting drop kicked and I like getting flogged. I just like getting flogged a little bit or a lot more than getting drop kicked. And who doesn't? I mean, let's move on to number 40. We are now in the top 40. Youngblood, another young buck with the U, and I find a lot to enjoy in his catalog, even as I get closer to 40 years old, because I was born in 1985. Those guys are coming up on the list. Number 39, Simple Plan, without an A. Did Newfound Glory have an A? I don't know. Simple Plan. These guys are more gangster than you can imagine. They don't want to go to bed, and I really need to play them for my Gen Alpha kid. I think he'd really relate, you know, not wanting to go to bed. Rockin' live show, and very gangster fellows. Simple Plan are hardcore. Number 38, my age, because I was born in 1985. We got to retire that joke. It's not funny anymore. Number 38 is H2O. H2O, they have no role models, no footsteps they can follow, and yet they make music that sounds like punk rock, and it rules. I feel hip when I bring up H2O or any of their related bands like Hazen Street, because I'm more punk than anyone. Number 37, Pennywise. I got into Pennywise at the height of downloading legal MP3s back in the day, and I didn't get the bro hymn hype at the time, but all their other songs really hit me in the feels, and when I tackled their discography to hear every song ever, Oh man, Pennywise was a lot of fun. Even when they changed lead singers a couple of times, they were still punk rock. Number 36, we're going a little bit of a different direction here, No Doubt. Man, I miss these guys. And I miss that mysterious front woman they had. Sunday Morning, I think, is probably my favorite No Doubt song, but you can't argue with what they did for the genre. Number 35, Avril Lavigne, or Lavigne as some stupid people say. And you might be saying, what? But I might be old now. Back in 2002, Avril Lavigne was ruling the punk rock landscape. It was poppy, but come on. If you don't want pop in your punk, go listen to a guy screaming over poop noises unmelodically while he smashes beer bottles on your head and you know, like farts on you. But punk rock has too many rules and it's distorting society. So I think Avril Lavigne is deserving of the 35th spot. 34, Social Distortion. Getting a little bit of my cred back now. I was late to the Social Distortion party, but then Angel's Wings, won't you carry me away? And when you're down on your luck. 33rd best punk band on the planet goes to Sugar Cult. 3 albums and bouncing right off the walls of the earth. They kind of vanished, but those 3 albums are dang good. Number 32, Billy Talent. I fell in love with Try Honesty, and then I forgot about this band for like 500 years. They've got a unique sound with some of the best guitar playing on this side of the pop hemisphere. And remember, punk is pop. That'll get you going in the comments. Number 31, speaking of punk being pop, we got Panic at the Disco. That was a lot of P. If only I had a disco to panic in. Welcome to my panic. Do you have the time to listen to me whine? 1 billion plays for Basket Case. Let's go. Number 30. We're in the top 30 punk bands, buddy. Can you believe it? I got a Chihuahua co-host. He doesn't co-host very much. Number 30, The Interrupters. Quality punk rock from 2011 to present day. And those wolves, they raised her right. Goosh. Number 29, Soft Play, formerly known as something else that we cannot say today because punk rock has rules. I stumbled into Soft Play over on mp3va.com a few years ago, 2020, I think, and found some of the best punk rock music that I've ever heard in my life. This is where my list goes off the rails a little bit and into the gutter, people. This next band might be too hardcore, might be too gangster for you. If you were having, if Bowling for Soup was kind of offending you a little bit. 28, we got the Fallout Boys. Fallout Boy, the most gutter punk band of all time. The Simpsons, Captain Planet, and Polar Bears. This is what pop punk needs to be focusing on in 2024, in 2025, through 2027. 2027, we need to change punk rock up a little bit again. But now we got my 27th favorite band, Rancid. Destructible is Rancid's masterpiece. The new one is really awesome, but I am obsessed with the Red Rancid album. Number 26, we got Bowling for Soup. I thought they were already in the list. They were not. I think we talked about them. Bowling for Soup have been around for 30 years. That's incredible. So positive, so punk rock. I think now we are about to get into some of the more classic bands that have to be on the list. It's a good mixture. I think I've got a pretty crazy list here. Number 25, Sum 41. The first band that are in mid-breakup as of filming this video. The guitarist, Dave, he got struck by lightning while standing on a moving airplane's wing. Very tragic. Number 24, The Distillers. Brody Dow has one of the most scratchy and haunting voices in the world. It's very scratchy. It's very itchy. Number 23. Oh, I love when I get to promote an artist that a lot of people don't listen to. Get Dead. Get Dead have some of the most authentic vocals and instrumentals of any punk band. Just wow! They're screaming about fire escapes. These guys are just authentic as crap. Just down and dirty, really, really, really gnarly stuff going on in their music, but it's still accessible because punk is pop. I'm just saying, punk is a type of pop music. Number 22, and I don't know if this is really low or really high. I think maybe I rank them lower than other punk fans would. We got the Ramones. You know how to spell it? Ramonas. They've inspired everybody from Wednesday 13 to Motorhead, Green Day, everybody. They're like the freaking Beatles, man. And I don't care if like it's Jimmy Crackcorn Ramone and a bunch of new guys. We need new Ramones music in 2024 or 2023, man. We can make it happen in the next couple of days. I'm serious, man. I will be a Ramone. Is there already a Chris Ramone? Christopher Ramone. I could be Lee Ramone. Anyway, who are better than the Ramones? We got 21, The Clash. Experimental yet fun. Fun yet political and thoughtful. They're not dumb. There's nothing dumb about The Clash. They were strategic in their outfits. They were strategic in their words, and they really cared. And the Punk Rock Museum out in Las Vegas, they've got Johnny Cash, Johnny Rotten, Joe Strummer. They've got Joe Strummer's final bag of American weed. His final U.S. weed. They've got it in their possession. That's pretty cool. He may have smoked some more overseas, but that's to be determined. Number 20. Wow. The 20th best punk band of all time. Bad Religion. They got big words, little songs. And they even have that weird spacey album back in the 80s, and I love that one too. I wish they would have done a little bit more with that. But you know, punk rock has rules. Punk rock has so many rules, it's stupid. Number 19. Number 19, I have Eve 6. That's right. Eve 6 are higher than Bad Religion, The Clash, and the Ramones. Because I am free from all of your punk rock rules that say that's really stupid. You can say that in the comments. You can say, what's wrong with you? And you know what's wrong with me? I like what I like, and I don't have to agree with anyone else's ranking of punk bands, right? So Eve 6 are my 19th favorite or best punk band of all time. And if they're not your 19th favorite, because that's oddly specific, that's totally fine. You know, maybe Rise Against are your 19th favorite band. They're not on my list at all. Number 18, Alkaline Trio. Alkaline Trio are in a renaissance period right now. Blood, Hair, and Eyeballs, Bad Times. Oh, Bad Times. Really getting to me emotionally. Number 17, punk band. PHGP. You know what that stands for? It's Pinhead Gunpowder. Some of their songs blow away all the music on earth, and it's well worth listening to the rest of their scrappy punk music to hear. The song of My Returning, that cover, it like, if I put that song on, I'm not going to be listening to any other song for like a month. Just Song of My Returning, Song of My Returning. Also, a couple of these guys look familiar. That Jilly Bo Leg Week guy, that Jimmy Black guy. I mean, what, Jason White? Billy Joe Armstrong? Are you serious? I think the camera's going to have to back up. That's a little bit too close, and that's going to be like one of my signature moves, is like adjusting the camera nervously while I'm filming. Number 16. My Chemical Romance. When the heck are these guys getting back together? When are they coming back? Come back! Come back! Number 15, we finally get the Sex Pistols on the list. They are up here too. They're my 15th favorite punk band. I wish we could get back these guys, the Ramones, the Clash, the Pistols. They're so good. One album though. Don't listen to any of their B-sides. The B-sides, the demos, the live stuff. Whoa. But that one album, that you know what it is, never mind the bollocks. Number 14, punk band, Good Charlotte. Good Charlotte should be called Great Charlotte because they're 14th. They've beaten out all these classic punk bands. Number 13, the Misfits or Misfits. They are the lucky number 13, and these guys really can't do... there's just not much that the Misfits do wrong. Attitude! They got some funky attitude! Number 12. Attitude! He got some freaking attitude! Number 12. The Offspring. The Offspring probably could top this list in another life. You guys like Katy Perry? She didn't make this list. She almost did, though. She's kind of punk rock. Number 11, Weezer. Offspring and Weezer have always been locked in this never-ending battle for 11th place, and it really depends on who has the latest album, which usually means that Weezer is coming out first before the Offspring, because Weezer have 12 trillion albums and the Offspring have like 2. I don't know, man. Like Weezer putting out like 2 albums a year, Offspring putting out 1 album every 47 millennium. It's really frustrating, Dexter. We're like, oh yeah, we recorded like 1 guitar lick, and then we took 5 years off, and then we tore a lot. We tore a lot. That's what it is. I love you guys, but dang, yeah, like. Okay, we recorded that. We're now in the top 10 punk bands of all time. And I just know that this video is going to be nothing but angry comments. Number 10, Boxcar Racer. Boxcar. Put out another album so Plus 44 can get back together. Please! Please, I hate to. Number 9. We're at number 9. No FX. I didn't know how to pronounce this when I was younger. I would see it and I'd be like, Nofs, Nofs, Novza, Nofs. I think I walked around saying Novs for a long time. I just also recently discovered how great NoFX are. You say is or are when you talk about a band. They cover Substitute, and that, not the popular one, but the unpopular one. And man, that song really just saved my life a couple of times. Music, it's my substitute for love. Number 8, punk band. We got Against Me with an exclamation mark. And we're not breaking up. We can't be breaking up, Laura. I love you. Man, Against Me. They are so close to being higher than number 8. But they're number 8. I don't know what to say. That I feel like they should be higher, but because I'm super passionate about Against Me. Sometimes their music is so powerful that I can't listen to it. Like it's too emotional, too raw, too gritty. Once I got really frustrated. I was having meetings with guys to form a band a few years ago, maybe a handful of years ago, and I met a guy. We had lunch, and we were talking about music, and he said that's fine because I wanted Against Me to be a big influence on the band, and he said that's fine, but it can only be Against Me from this year to this year. You can't like the new stuff. If you like the new stuff, I can't associate with you. What kind of stupid crap is that? I love it all. I'm a fan of Against Me. I love their new stuff, their old stuff, their medium-age stuff. Ridiculous. Punk rock police, man. So stupid. Number 7, Blink-182. Here's a band, they actually were my number 1 band for a while, back in the late 90s. And there's not too many better bands than Blink-182. There's only 6. Number 6, Flogging Molly. Sorry, Dropkick Murphys fans. Being spanked is better than being drop-kicked, remember? Attitude! You got some funky attitude! Number 5, we are almost at my crazy top 4 punk bands, the big 4. Number 5, T-Plants. Transplants, there's the weather. 1 for 1 there, oh my brother. I don't think you guys are ready for the Transplants. The Transplants are absolutely perfect in every way that punk rock can be perfect. They created their own genre. It's not part rock, part hip hop, because that's been done since the 80s, maybe even before the 80s. Just Haunted Cities is maybe the greatest album ever recorded. I mean, it's sick, man. It is creativity run amok. Like, just screw punk rock, screw hip hop. We're doing the Transplants kind of sound. So crazy, crazy, crazy. We're at the big 4. The big 4 of punk rock. In my opinion, it can be your opinion too if you agree. No one's going to agree with this though. Number 4, the 4th best punk rock band of all time, in Space and Coffee. We got I got my Oakland coffee mug here. I am addicted to coffee. That's one of many thousands of issues that I have. The 4th greatest punk band of all time, Plus 44. One of the many times that Blink-182 split up, Plus 44 was formed, and they crafted When Your Heart Stops Beating. That one singular album makes Plus 44 more powerful than Blink-182, Weezer, The Offspring, The Misfits, The Clash, The Ramones. That album just... It's the perfect blend of punk and alternative. It's not both. It's a blend, a coffee blend, a father of all dark roast blend. I want more music to sound like Plus 44's When Your Heart Stops Beating, and I've never gotten it. And I want more of that freaking sound. Or I want that band to evolve into something else. Everybody's back in Blink-182 now. Everybody's back in Alkaline Trio, like good little boys and girls. And I'm very happy with Blink. That new album wasn't like the savior of pop punk like people are saying. And I'm super happy with Alkaline Trio. I think I'm actually happier with Matt Skiba new Alkaline Trio more than I'm happy with One More Time. But that's, yeah, okay. That's my 4th band. That's number 4. Now let's do top 3, baby. Monkey! 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 This band is a little bit hard to talk about because of their kind of controversial band name. I know YouTube don't like it. Vigra. Let's call them the Vigra Boys. That's not copyrighted or involving a medical SOL thing. The V Boys. The V Boys are credited as post-punk, but that is incorrect. Post-punk is stupid. I cannot think of a band that is more punk rock or sarcastically sarcastic than these guys. Are they evil? Are they commenting on evil? Yes, no, maybe, all at once. With goats, frogs, dogs, shrimps, and even bald monkeys making appearances in their lyrics. Spoken word dialogue, even their interludes. And I am famously anti-interlude. I'm famous. Yes, I am famous. But like screaming, like how are you going to explain the goat on the chair to your wife? Man, how are you going to explain that, man? How the monkey? That's how listening to the Vigra Boys makes me feel. It makes me feel like that. It's freaking sad and happy, and he was a small dog, but he felt like a real big dog. You know what I'm saying? He was best in the show because you are best in the show. He doesn't conform to what society wants for him. He doesn't need to be best in show because he is best in show. He was a small dog, but he felt like a big dog. Just an inch your size. Wow, what a crazy, crazy start to the big four of punk rock. Plus 44 and the Vigra Boys? What could possibly come next? Number 2, Co-Defendants. This is the future of punk rock. If Sam King and his partner Ramones can hold their sanity together long enough to keep this band going, to further evolve their crime wave, they have, like the Transplants before them, they have created an entirely new genre. There have been hints at the number 1 punk band of all time in the video. Number 1 punk band of all time, probably number 1 rock band of all time. If you look this up, if you Google who is the biggest punk band ever, who's the most popular punk band ever, who's the best sounding punk band ever, Google, Bing, your chat, Googleplex autopilot, whatever you use to look up stuffs on the internet that's totally normal, you get the same answer. There is Chihuahua eating dog food noises in the background. I don't apologize. It's punk rock. Number 1 goes to Green Day / Foxborough Hot Tubs / Not the Network / Billy Joe and Nora / The Long Shot / Billy Joe Armstrong / any band that has some of these members. From 1987 to 1989, these guys ruled the world as Blood Rage or Sweet Children. From 1989 to Omega 3000, When the World Ends, Green Day have dominated popular punk rock. If you Google, like I said, if you Google them, it's them. They're the answer. Weezer and Sugar Ray, they thought that love was the answer, but Green Day is in fact the answer. Let the saviors of punk rock take us away, like Social Distortion said, because we now have a new, better big four of punk rock. We got Plus 44, Viagra Boys, Co-Defendants, and Green Day, because screw the old guard, except for Green Day, they're the old guard. We got the 3 Destructors of the Apocalypse, making the way for the Green Day band from Oakland, California, for the fun, the party, the heartbreak. She was right. I am an idiot. It's even on my birth certificate in so many words. Wake up! Wake up!